This series is a comedy goldmine. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest Grand Theft Auto moments.
I don't care if you ain't washed it.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most hilarious scenes from one of the most satirical game series on the market. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Roman picks up Nico, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Welcome to America!
Bravo, Barazzaru! What? Good to see you, man.
Upon arriving in Liberty City, Nico is greeted by an incredibly intoxicated Roman. It's clear from the get-go that Roman shouldn't be driving. He's even got a bottle of liquor in a brown paper bag in the trunk. It's his drunken rambling about how happy he is to see Nico and welcome him to America that earns them the ire of nearby dock workers.
Okay. Hey, is this a cab? Where's the sports car?
Hey, he's in the shop. Come on!
This opening scene perfectly sets up the game's trademark dark humor, as it quickly becomes clear that Roman and Nico are in no position to take over the world, as the former suggests, and that Roman has been lying about having a mansion and a sports car. What better way to welcome us back to Liberty City?
Make yourself at home. What's mine is yours.
Number 9. We Are Women, Grand Theft Auto 5.
We are women, we are free.
Shut the f*** up! Thank you.
This cutscene is a wild ride from start to finish. Franklin gets home just as his Aunt Denise is setting off one of her feminist spirit walks. Trevor shows up at the same time and tells them to shut up, only to get his just desserts shortly after when he trips over the fence and into Franklin's front yard. Franklin, like everybody playing, can't help but laugh, but Trevor, being the loose cannon he is, doesn't take too kindly to Franklin's reaction. Franklin apologizes to calm him down, but it doesn't work too well, as he leaves and promptly knocks out a random guy on the street. It's one of the best examples of Trevor flying off the handle in the funniest way possible.
What was that? Nothing. Ah! Asshole!
Number 8. Risk Assessment, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hello, boy. What's that? You said a man is stuck in a tree. And he needs my help?
Strangers and Freaks side missions are often weird, but Franklin's encounters with this unusual dog are especially odd. The first of 2 missions where Franklin has to help an inept adrenaline junkie begins when he runs into a Labrador at the side of the road who barks to get his attention. Franklin can inexplicably understand the dog's barking, and the sentences get increasingly more complex, from a man being stuck in a tree to morality being a human construct. Once Franklin rescues Dom Beasley, he tells him he has a very loyal dog, but Beasley doesn't have a dog. The dog, known as the Ghost Dog, promptly disappears, never to be explained.
Man, that's a cool-ass dog you got, homie.
What dog?
That dog that saved your ass, man.
Number 7. Trevor's switch scenes, Grand Theft Auto 5.
I guess party's over then.
Switching on the fly between the 3 main characters of GTA 5 was a great mechanic, and Rockstar went the extra mile by including many amusing moments. But it's Trevor's scenes that really take the cake, as we drop in on him doing all manner of crazy things. Some of the tamest involve Trevor waking up after a bender and dealing with the consequences of his actions, be that throwing up in a fountain, waking up in a dumpster, or even wandering around the streets in a dress. Oftentimes, Trevor can be in the middle of a car chase chasing down a witness to a crime or fleeing from a cavalcade of cops. And who can forget the famous Scooter Brothers moment?
We are Scooter Brothers! Scooter Brother!
Number 6. Friend Request, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey.
Oh, great.
The GTA franchise has always had a knack for parodying American culture, and never is this clearer than during the mission where Michael is sent to infiltrate the HQ of Life Invader, the Rockstar version of Facebook and other Silicon Valley companies. The lampoon of big tech is hilarious, as Michael explores an office full of beanbags and arcade cabinets and helps an inept programmer clean porn from his computer. He plants an explosive in a prototype phone and watches on the TV later as CEO Jay Norris reveals it to the world and subsequently gets his head blown off when Michael dials the number. It's quite the statement about the misuse of personal data by tech companies, which Norris boasts about in his final keynote.
I think someone's trying to dock with me. Hello?
Number 5. Black Project, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Carl, my brother.
Hey, Truth, where you at?
Zaniness abounds in this strange mission, in which CJ is tasked with breaking into a secretive Area 69 out in the desert. The hilarity starts before you even get there, as you're given the mission by the Truth, who's doing yoga on top of a wrecked airplane for some reason. While mowing down the soldiers who occupy the secret base, the PA system spouts one-liners about prohibiting staff from stealing sensitive alien technology and asking people to move their flying saucers, as well as reminding people armed with guns that running with scissors is dangerous.
Personnel found stealing alien technology will not be invited on the next staff night out.
You unfortunately don't come across any aliens, but you do score a sweet jetpack for your trouble. Number 4. Indy Air Tonight, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories.
Hey Phil, you ready for the concert? How's everything looking?
Good, I think, unless Barry's got some more surprises in store.
Hold on, Mucker. You are going to have to stop giving me an hard time.
Oh, no worries. You stop having me killed, and I'll stop complaining about it.
While GTA has certainly mocked and parodied lots of celebrities, Vice City Stories featured a genuine appearance from Phil Collins, the first ever celebrity performance of its kind in the series. Since they landed him, it makes sense that they would want to give him as much screen time as possible, which includes a lengthy performance of Indy Air Tonight. While this is happening below, Vic has to fight off a group of hitmen trying to kill Phil, which all makes for an exceptionally weird segment. But the whole thing is even funnier if you take the time to notice that the developers didn't actually render anybody in the crowd of the stadium. He's performing to an empty room. Number 3. Pizza Joint Holdup, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, homie. Yeah, it's good to see you back.
No homie love? No hug?
Ryder wants to punish a pizzeria for repeatedly painting over the Grove Street tag on the side of the building, which he does in his own unique way. He doesn't tell CJ what he's planning, instead sending him to just order some pizza, but promptly appears with a mask and a gun threatening to rob the place. Hilariously, the clerk immediately recognizes him because no one else is that small. While Ryder and CJ argue, the clerk takes out a gun and threatens to shoot them. They're forced to flee or risk getting wasted by a guy who works in a pizza store. It's the ridiculousness of Ryder's scheme that's the funniest thing of all.
Oh shit, run!
Number 2. Roman in a Dumpster, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Roman, what are you doing in the dumpster, man?
Are they there?
What are you talking about? Get out of there, man.
Freaking out, man. I'm being followed. I saw them.
Don't be ridiculous. You're being paranoid.
In the aftermath of Vlad's death, Roman fears retribution from the late criminal's boss, Mikhail Faustin. He's so scared that when Nico finds him, he's been hiding in a dumpster and apparently stinks of cabbage. Roman frantically refuses to get out of the dumpster, which Nico also thinks is funny, but his fears are proven correct when they get kidnapped by one of Faustin's goons.
Roman, shut up. Shut up, Roman.
Though the brief interrogation ends in Roman getting shot, it has a few funny moments of its own, like when Faustin murders one of the guys because his wife doesn't like all the shouting, not to mention Nico's various snide comments.
You think it's okay to kill my employees? If he is an asshole, yes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Big Smokes DriveThru Order, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Man, shit. Hey,
Man cannot live on bread alone. I know. I tried that shit.
Nothing ever goes smoothly in GTA. Even a routine trip to Cluck and Bell ends in chaos. CJ, Ryder, and Sweet all order normal meals, but Big Smoke lives up to his reputation and orders a staggering amount of food. Even Ryder and CJ can hardly believe it.
Right. Let's eat.
They get in a car chase with some balas, but Big Smoke is too preoccupied with the food to help fight them off. The insane order became such a prominent meme that some have tried to eat their real-world equivalent, but we personally wouldn't recommend taking in that many calories of Big Smoke's junk food.
Say what, Smoke? All you managed to do was eat my damn food up.
Yeah, it was getting cold.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you like the music playing right now, be sure to check out the full song right here.